Last week, Blueface rejoined society, stepping back into a world that had changed in more ways than one since he last walked free. After being behind bars, the moment he was released marked a turning point not only for him as an artist, but also as a man, a father, and a figure constantly caught in public controversy. Freedom is supposed to mean peace, but for Blueface, peace has never come easy. From the moment news broke that he was out, it seemed like his life was destined to pick up right where he left off. Surrounded by chaos, emotions, and the kind of public drama that always seems to follow him wherever he goes. His release was met with excitement from fans who had missed his antics and from those close to him who had been waiting for him to come home. But beyond all the noise, the most important part of this moment was his family, his kids, his loved ones, and the people who'd had to adjust to his absence. Being reunited with them must have felt like taking a deep breath after being underwater for too long. The joy of seeing familiar faces, of feeling his children's arms wrapped around him, of stepping back into his role as a father. It had to be emotional. Yet, even with that joy, there's a heaviness that comes with realizing that while you were away, the world didn't stop moving. Relationships evolved, wounds deepened, and grudges quietly brewed. For Blueface, that reality was waiting for him the moment he tried to pick up the pieces, and that reality came crashing in just a day after his release. Because while many expected him to spend quiet time adjusting, reflecting, and reconnecting privately with his family, Blueface did something that set off a chain reaction. Only a day after getting out, he was spotted hanging out with his on-again, off-again partner, Chrisean, at an arcade. For those who've followed their story, this wasn't just any casual reunion. Their relationship has always been a roller coaster of love, violence, forgiveness, and chaos, the kind of bond that fascinates the internet and frustrates everyone else around them. At first glance, the outing might have seemed harmless. Two people with history, laughing, playing games, maybe trying to rekindle something or simply finding comfort in each other's presence. But what really made the situation explode wasn't that Blueface was with Chrisean. It was who else was there. Chrisean hadn't just shown up to hang out. She had brought along Blueface's 2 kids, the children he shares with another woman, Jaidyn Alexis. And for Jaidyn, that was the ultimate line crossed. The moment she came across the footage, everything changed. To her, it wasn't just about Chrisean being around Blueface again. That was old news. It was about her children, her babies, being in the presence of someone she viewed as unstable and untrustworthy. Seeing her kids in that environment made her furious, and she didn't hold back. She went ballistic online, posting angry messages, venting her frustration, and calling Chrisean a crackhead bitch, among other insults. To her, this wasn't about jealousy or lingering feelings for Blueface. It was about boundaries, about protecting her kids, and about the lack of respect she felt from both of them. For years, Jaidyn has stood in the background of Blueface's chaotic public life. She's been there since before the fame, before the headlines, and before the endless drama. She's dealt with humiliation online, public cheating scandals, and emotional whiplash from a man who has never been fully hers but also never truly gone. Watching Chrisean, a woman she's fought with publicly and privately for years, step into her kids' lives, even temporarily, was too much to tolerate. And so, she reacted the only way she knew how, loud, unapologetically, and directly. But the story didn't stop there. Thanks to some extensive footage captured by the Neighborhood Talk, the world got an unfiltered look at how far things really went. It turns out that Jaidyn didn't just rant online. She actually pulled up to confront Chrisean in person. The first of several clips that surfaced showed Chrisean being escorted out of the arcade by security guards, visibly upset, while Jaidyn could be heard exchanging heated words with her. The energy in the video was chaotic, shouting, phones out, recording, people trying to intervene. You could feel the tension radiating through the footage. These weren't two strangers fighting. This was deeply personal. Chrisean, emotional and defensive, could be seen yelling back as security tried to lead her away. Onlookers caught bits of what was said, but the tone said everything. This was a clash years in the making. Two women tied to the same man, both feeling wronged in different ways, and both unwilling to back down. Apparently, in the middle of that confrontation, things got uglier. Some shots were fired at Rock's son with Blueface, little Chrisean Jr., who was also present during the outing. It was a low blow, the kind of insult that cuts straight to a mother's heart. You could hear Chrisean shouting in response, her voice trembling with rage and hurt. "My son is a golden child. He ain't redder did. Stop playing with me." That single moment turned what had been a heated argument into something even more volatile. Insulting someone's child, especially a baby, is crossing a sacred line. And for Chrisean, who's been open about her challenges as a new mom, it felt deeply personal. She's had her parenting questioned online more times than she can count, from people criticizing how she holds her son to comments about his health and development. Hearing someone bring those cruel words into her face must have triggered every bit of anger she had stored inside. In the next clip that surfaced, Chrisean appeared to lunge forward, trying to get at Jaidyn off screen. Security immediately stepped in, holding her back to prevent things from getting physical. But in the chaos, according to Blueface's mom, Carlissa Saffold, who happened to be there too, Chrisean struck one of the security guards. In Carlissa's own words, you can hear her shouting in the background, "You're going to jail." That was an assault on a federal officer, Beach. It was classic Carlissa, loud, dramatic, and quick to escalate an already heated situation. Carlissa's presence added another layer to the chaos. She's been known to involve herself in her son's relationships, often stirring up more tension than she resolves. For her, watching Chrisean and Jaidyn go at it was probably equal parts shocking and predictable. She's never hidden her disapproval of Chrisean, frequently calling her unfit and unstable. And she's also had her share of clashes with Jaidyn. So being in the middle of both of them, yelling, cameras flashing, and tempers flaring, must have felt like watching her worst fears play out in real time. Eventually, security managed to separate everyone. Chrisean was led away, still visibly upset, while Jaidyn stood nearby, fuming but composed enough to pull out her phone and record another video, this time for social media. From the parking lot of the arcade, she vented her anger publicly once again. "If any BT she'd play about my kids," she said. "Yeah, we are going to see how far I'm going to take it. I'm not a Buster Beach about my kids. I don't let just anybody play with them. It ain't like that over here." Her voice was shaking with fury and pride, a mother's defiance. The caption over her post read, "I was just trying to be a nice BM and allow them. Enjoy they dad his first day out, but this ain't. The Brady Bunch," shrugging emoji. That caption alone summed up everything she was feeling, a mix of betrayal, exhaustion, and disappointment. She had tried to do the right thing, to be the bigger person, but somehow, once again, drama had found her.